So an official welcome to the Meet the Multi-Faith Network meeting. Whether our leaders are here on Zoom, and I'm hoping some students will join throughout. And the beautiful thing is that this is being recorded, and then that means that you can watch it later, you can look up your group, you can ask for information, and hopefully it'll be helpful in the students' student life at Concordia. So I'm the Reverend Ellie Hummel, and I'm the coordinator and chaplain at the Multi-Faith and Spirituality Center. And I'm going to tell you a bit about what we do, but it's really about the amazing group of people who have gathered here and the wealth of resources that we have here. So at the MFSC, we really believe the spiritual life is an important part of our university and our human life. Many of life's big questions, like what's the meaning of life? How do I make a difference? How do we live across difference? How do we address huge issues like COVID or refugee and migration, climate crisis? How do we deal with this? What's our response and our action as humans? Our times just ask for big questions, the question of inclusion, of racism, anti-racism. Just had the Day of Action, what's it called? The Orange Shirt Day, Day of Action for Reconciliation. So those are all questions we need to ask ourselves and respond to. And for many of us, it's answered to faith and spiritual values. And so we have a great network of resources here at Concordia. And whether you're religious or spiritual but not religious or agnostic, the questions are there, and you can draw on this network. So our office, the Multi-Faith and Spirituality Center, is really here to facilitate that, to have this network, to be a resource, and also to engage students in questions of faith and spirituality through events. So our events you can find on Facebook, Instagram, on our webpage, and so on, and also by dropping by our offices, mainly downtown. We are open. We're open to drop in, but not to hang out. So, but do connect with us and stay posted. And we can only be the Multi-Faith and Spirituality Center because we have such an amazing network of resources on campus that are open to students. So some of them are religious leaders, faith leaders in their respective faiths, and some are student leaders who are also leaders in their own right in their faith, who lead student clubs on campus. So what we're going to do for the next while is we'll give every faith group a chance. Sometimes there's one leader, sometimes there's several, and you can just introduce yourself and your activities and what you offer to students, and maybe say a word of why students should get involved with you. And then we're also open to questions. So if you have questions, you can put them in the chat. And so I know some folks have to leave early. So why don't we start with, I'm just going to call on the Jewish folks. So why don't we start with Ashley? Are you willing to give it a go?
Sure. If I forget anything, you let me know. I'm Ashley, and I'm from Hillel Concordia, and basically Hillel is the main Jewish club at our campus, and a lot of the work that we do is rooted in getting the entire community of Jews, and not necessarily only Jewish students, but really any faith to come, join us, see what we're all about, get engaged, meet other students. And a lot of the work we do, or a lot of the events that we do host, has to have a direct link to Judaism. So whether it be something related to the holidays, or it could be we do host Shabbat dinners that bring students together, as well as just hosting other fun events. But our main goal is really bringing the Concordia student body together in a fun and inviting way.
Awesome, thank you. And you just had a great sukkah to celebrate one of your festivals. And
Yes.
If you want to go on the check out our Instagram live. I got a great tour, so check it out. So we have
You
other.
did a really great job helping us set it up too.
That's a whole other story. Thank you. So what about Rabbi Josh and Rabbi Israel? Where did you go? Why don't you tell us about your Jewish clubs?
I guess I'll go ahead then. Yeah. So we have our physical space is we have a synagogue and community center in NDG, so on Sherbrooke, so a little bit closer to Loyola campus, and we have a student club registered with CSU, and so I think one of our specialties is education. So I did my I have a master's in educational psychology. Rabbi Bernath also, and has accreditation in education, and so we offer Sinai Scholars and some other classes that are that includes stipends for students and are pretty rigorous. So it's like a little bit of extra education to keep it's like continuing Jewish education, and those have been really interesting, successful for students. We also work really hard to have events on the holidays. We love working closely with other organizations, especially Hillel. We've had a great relationship with Hillel over the years, putting together with them incredible events for students. Pre-COVID, some really big ones, really fun ones, the good old party days. And we look forward to doing that again as soon as possible. And so, yeah, we're planning on doing an outdoor, maybe opening barbecue next week for students, and getting started with classes and holiday events as they come. And we have our regular Shabbat Saturday service in the synagogue every Saturday morning at 10.
Awesome. Thank you. And Rabbi Greenspan, why don't you tell us? I know there's a discussion of whether we should go with the title and the first name or the title or the last name, so I'll just mix it up.
So I prefer title, last name. That's just my personal preference. I love my involvement with the MFSC, and I'm always happy to participate in interfaith events and also in events with the Jewish community, of course, but I don't specifically have a presence on campus. I mean, I work for a synagogue that's located in Westmount. I mean, we're just a few blocks down, like a 15-minute walk from the downtown campus, the main campus. So anybody is always welcome, although we're not sort of physically open at the moment. But we often, almost always actually, reach out to students. Like we offered free tickets to our high holiday services for students. And that was actually, there was an in-person option. And students are always welcome at our events, at our services. And because we're not a student event, when students get involved in Temple, they appreciate the fact that we are a synagogue that has, people in their 90s and people in their, who are and infants. I mean, obviously the infants aren't members on their own, but, we serve all ages, and, it's an opportunity to be part of I don't know what, like a normative Jewish community, as opposed to one that's only made up of students. So, and students are more than welcome to find us, to wander in. Our building is actually open. We rent we rent space to a public CPE. So our building is actually always open, and there's almost always someone in the main office. So you're welcome to just sort of stop by and get information. And if someone's around, they'll give you a tour, or you can make an appointment and I'll come give you a tour of the building. So I look forward to getting to know Concordia students.
Awesome. So thank you to all of our Jewish friends. And I think one of the beautiful things is that when we have a diversity within the faith, because I think
Rabbi Israel didn't speak yet.
He had a chance. Are you there? No.
Okay, he authorized me to speak for him. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
Great. Thank you, Rabbi Josh. Thank you, Shaheen, for that. So some of us multitask. That's one of the things with Zoom is that we can actually be in two places at once. I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but that's often what we do. So thank you. We do try to. I was saying it's great to have a diversity of faiths, because I think for non-practitioners of a faith, people they often sort of think of it as all Jews are like that, or all Muslims, and it's just that's not so. And so I think it's a really great opportunity to see the diversity and explore, and then make up your own mind, explore what it means for you. So thank you for being here. Any questions of our Jewish friends? See, there's also been a bit of conversation on chat, so that's fantastic. Okay, let's move on. I'm going to go. How about the Sikh group? Joss and Harjinder, are you ready to go? And you do have a presentation, so I will share that.
Okay, let me just introduce Harji to you.
Please do. And let me know when to go.
Sure do. Sure will. So once again, my name is Jess. For those who are new, I've been with MFSC for almost 6 years now, and just enjoy every year more and more. Even during this COVID times, things have just worked out really fine, and the support system is excellent. I'm very grateful for it. So this, what I'd like to introduce you is Harjinder Kaur, who is the Vice President for our Sikh Students Association Club. And she will share just 4 or 5 slides with you, just to let you know where we are, who we are, and what we are doing at the moment. So Harji, please, let's take a look at that. Thank you.
Hi guys. All right. So, okay.
I have to find play. Where's the play button? Design slideshow. Sorry.
Okay.
Can you go to the first slide?
I think we are. Oh, okay. Wait. Then this is the first slide in our presentation, unfortunately. So, wait. Hang on. Let me go back. My apologies.
Maybe Harji, you can share it. Do you
Yeah,
have
you guys want me to share my
have it?
screen?
Okay. Yeah, why don't you share your screen? I just have to make you co-host. Hang on. Make co-host. My apologies.
No problem.
All right. Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Excellent. All right. So hello, everybody. Thank you so much, Ali. I hope you guys can hear me well.
We can.
Okay,
yep.
Perfect. Okay. So my name is Harjinder Kaur. I am Vice President for Concordia Sikh Student Association. This is our first time doing this. So we're really looking forward to work with you guys. I'm kind of nervous right now, I'm not gonna lie, but I got this. All right, so the president is Namarta Malli. She is also, it's also her first year at Concordia. I am vice president. She couldn't make it today, but she will probably join us next time for sure. And then we have over here Sarabrit Singh Rekhi. He is vice president for internal affairs. He's the one who takes care of emailings and contacting people, as well as Mandeep Kaur. She's vice president of external affairs, so she takes care of the social media part. And then we have a vice president of marketing, so anything that is accountability and budget and all that, it's Gurveer Singh Johal. So for what's about this year's events, we already had 2 events last semester. The first one, it was the Candlelight Vigil for 1984 genocide that happened in India. This event was the most important event in the history of Sikhism because it was one of the most deadliest ones. So we always want to keep reminding people what happened and why it happened and everything. So what we did is that on June 5th, 2021, a couple months ago, we went to Gurdwara Darbar in La Salle, and we held a vigil light. So everybody was there. We were lighting up candles, and we had posters around, and everybody was asking questions, what happened, and a lot of people came in. So that it was really fun. Well, fun in the way that it was fun. We were not expecting too many people to come, but it went well. So that's that. And now we're also organizing another event that's coming up in November, very, very soon. I'm gonna ask Jasanti to actually speak about this event, if you don't mind.
Sure, no problem. So this is a celebration of our sixth Guru, and Guru Har Gobind Ji. And what it is he was able to liberate a lot of Hindu kings along with the time when he was being persecuted himself. And that's what the Bandi Chhod Divas is, the day. And he was imprisoned as a result of, arguments going on in between the Mughal Empire leaders. So, but the important part here is that it is a day of liberation that we all celebrate. So this is what the day is going to be on November 3rd. We are hoping, well, we certainly can't have events on campus at the moment, but online, we could have many people come and join us. Welcome to everyone to do that. Okay.
Thank you so much. And also we have 2 more events that we're looking forward to set up. So it would be the Sikh Professional Night. We will be inviting a lot of old Concordians that had already graduated, and they're very successful in their own path and career. We will ask them to come and speak and give guidance or any advice, or if they want to answer any questions. They'll be here to help everybody that wants to come, so feel free to join us. We'll be there, and a lot of good things will be there. And then we have the Vaisakhi Mela. That would be probably the biggest event that we will be holding. We still don't know about the date. Maybe next year or in next semester, hopefully, as soon as possible. But it'll take time, because what we want to do is that we want to represent Punjab as in a very small area. So we will try to show you guys the different parts of Punjab, the different parts of Sikhism, also different things about Sikhism, so people can learn and understand what we are, where we are from, and what we do, the special things and all that. So looking forward to see you all there. I will share the links with the Ellie, and the Jasanti also will send in the information. And so what we do is also, it's called Sangat. We all get together at the Gurdwara Bunga Sahib. This is in South Shore, so please feel free to come and join us. What we do is that we all get together, and then we sing along / pray along. And after, once the session is done, we have langar. We all have dinner together. But for those who don't want to stay in, they can always take the langar home. We pack it out. For the Gurdwara, the one in South Shore, it's on Tuesdays and Saturdays from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. We also have a YouTube link, like a live YouTube link that we could share with you guys. If you have more info about where to come, when to come, and what's happening, you guys can call me. I have my information on that slide here for Bursard. And we also have one in Gurdwara Nanak Darbar, that's in La Salle. They're open from 4 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day. And they also have Sangat sessions on Sundays around 3 to 6:30. So for that one, you can always contact Gurveer, and his info is on that slide. So please feel free to join us, and we'll be really happy to see you all there.
And Ellie, you had asked, oh, sorry, go ahead, finish this first.
Yeah. So last but not least, this is the information for Just Rani. You guys can contact her whenever you'd like. Her art is very beautiful. You guys can go check her out on the website there. She's very talented, amazing. If you guys have any questions, any concerns, inquiries, anything, please do not hesitate. She's very humble. So yeah, thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, Harji. Ellie, can I just say a couple more words? Okay. So you had asked about the questions to say how is the student life enhanced and why should the students come to this? Now, for all the students who are away from home, number one, this is a place which we call home away from home. And there is a place, it's a support system where you can come and ask anything that you want to. And it is amazing how many things get resolved as a result of being part of a group. And it is a place where you can come and learn about Sikhism. So everyone is invited to join us whenever we can. And we look forward to organizing events with other faiths, because it's a pleasure and a joy to be able to share with everyone. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joss and Harjinder.
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, my microphone is up. Thank you so much, Joss and Harjinder, for sharing that. You guys are so organized. That's really fantastic, but also for your commitment and desire to really work together, because I think there's a place to encourage all of our students and ourselves in our own faith, and then is a place to work together and show the world that interfaith collaboration really enriches all of us. So I'll ask, just go next. So it's Hayat and Salam. Are you ready to tell us about your groups?
Hi. First of all, thank you all for attending this meeting. I'm so glad that I am part of this initiative today. Our groups essentially is catered for everyone on campus, not just the Muslim population at Concordia. The main purpose essentially is to create a safe, comfortable environment for all of our student capital at Concordia, where they feel comfortable to practice their own religion at their feel free to learn more about it as well. We have libraries, and we create events for our students, for our members as well. But like I mentioned, this is not only restricted to the Muslim students of Concordia. Everyone is free to join whenever they want. Yeah, that's about it.
Great, thanks, Hayat.
Thank you, Hayat. It's been very nice to see you and to hear some of your preparation and activities. It's been very difficult year and a half. Those that passed was the Corona control years, with the time in and time out, and almost all our life has been returned back to certain control by all kind of rules. Unfortunately, it was Concordia was closed during this period for anyone from outside. Were not able to reach as usual the students, all the students at large. It's great that my first prayer at Concordia will be tomorrow for Friday for a change. Of course, they do follow the rules, and they will have to keep the distance, and there is all kind of issues, but rules, no problem. We'll celebrate those rules as long as they will be able to get together again and talk and reflect and check with each others and connect in a way that can help everyone to move forward with their educations and to make sure that their needs are met. During the last year and a half, while most other mosques were closed, sometimes we had our center, a Sunnah mosque, was open. It's not close to Concordia, but my contacts were always there. The mosque was open. I met a number of students, especially those international students that found themselves stranded within this period of time. were able to help a number of them. We were always open and be ready to help. There's a number of mosques around Concordia that also were able to join and help. We did offer food and offer support and quite a bit of issues we still will continue to do. And my links are on the MFC, the Multi-Faith Chaplaincy website. Anyone can go check and get my phone number or email. Contact me directly. We will always work hard to meet your needs and try to make sure that services will reach you. Muslim or non-Muslim, we were always ready to support all the students, regardless of their background. Also, for Zoom instructions and educations in relation to Islam, for the Muslim student or anyone that wishes to join, they can communicate with me. We have Zoom weekly, we call it halaqa, that we talk and connect with the students. You can always communicate to receive the link, and you'll be able to join us and ask your questions. It's 1 hour only from 8:30 to 9:30 at night. So it's when everybody else is asleep. So but it is good. It helps the student and they are able to say what's on their mind. Other than that, we are back to the regular programming where the celebrations of Eid and the coming in after all this time and the 5 daily prayers and some of these activities are there. And also the contacts and the dinners will be taking place. So you just keep in touch with the Muslim Student Association and with me personally, and we'll try our best to reach out and make sure that whatever questions you have or need that you are looking for will be met. Thank you.
Lovely, thank you. And I do want to really reiterate for all, as a thank you to all of us here, but as a call out to all the students, that we really do work together. You know, sadly, we do have a few events that we do as celebrations together. I'll say more at the end about that. But we also come together in times of sorrow. And so one of the events that actually the Legal Information Services always organizes from the CSU is the commemoration of the mosque shooting. And so, but it's always an interfaith event, and we've been there and sadly, when events happen that affect our lives and our faith, and are geared are targeting people of our faith, we all stand together, and that is indeed very powerful. So I'm sad we need to do it, but I'm grateful that we in those times stand together. And our faith, it matters to each of us, but it doesn't matter what faith we are, because they are to remind ourselves and each other of our common humanity. So thanks for that. And thank you, Imam Salam and Hayat. And if I keep looking like this, it's because you folks move on the screen. So, all right. I didn't ask if others had questions earlier of the Sikh speakers, or any other questions. We can have more of a conversation at the end as well. And welcome, Abdul was here. Oh yes, Abdul, welcome.
Yes,
Great
thank
to see you. Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to call on the next. So Brigitte, are you ready? You students are doing an awesome job. I know it's really hard to speak on Zoom and sort of put yourself out. You don't even know who we are. So way to go, and go for it. And let me know when you want me to put up the slide you sent me.
All right. Well, hello, everybody. My name is Brigitte, and I am the president of the Pagan Society Club. I prefer to call it a community, because that's more like what we are than just a club. So we are with the CSU, and we are welcoming new and returning students. And just a quick thing, paganism is an umbrella term. So we do have practitioners of all religions within paganism, and everybody is welcome. So we are an active group, and we give a safe space for people to practice together, talk about your experiences. We also have people to help each other out, share specific rituals and practices with each other, bring awareness to your faith as well. We share resources, links, and also we do practice together whenever we can. There is a Sabbath that's actually coming up in October, Samhain. So that would be around the week of Halloween. So if you're interested in joining that, it would be best to try and do it outside, but we're not sure. So all of our meetups are going to be either on Zoom, or when we can meet up outside together, whether it be out there in nature to appreciate it, or just having a coffee together to get to know each other and talk amongst friends. So if you would like, Ellie, you can bring up the slide. So we do have a Concordia Pagans website, and I encourage you to look at it. We also have a Concordia page on Facebook. I encourage you to also like it and get involved there. And also something that's new is I've created a Discord page, Discord server. So if you'd like to join that, I believe there's a link as well, Ellie, that I gave.
I thought I only got those two things, so but we'll update it. So you can send it to me and we'll update that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I believe I sent it by email.
I'm sorry that got lost, I think.
Yeah, so we do have a Discord.
No, yeah, okay.
We do have a Discord server that I've just created. So we'll be posting stuff there as well, where you can share links and also hang out with each other as well, and just be amongst friends. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Brigitte. And I think it's always great. I always learn so much from each of you. I think it's a really good idea to like each other's pages or see what's going on. It doesn't mean, if I like the pagans, that doesn't mean I all of a sudden consider myself pagan. I think I'm a member in all of the groups, but I think it means that I'm interested in what you're doing. I might get ideas. If I talk to a classmate or student who is curious, I say, oh, I just saw something. So really would encourage you to like each other's pages, be on a newsletter, get the newsletters, see what's going on. And sometimes even when we think we have very little in common, we might figure out that they can help us in there was already some conversation about how to get a good Zoom server, or how to, a place for a retreat or something. So you never know how we can support each other. Sometimes God's Spirit works in wonderful ways, or the Spirit moves through us. And so that's what we're here to do. So thank you so much, Brigitte.
We do actually have a lot of people who are not pagan whatsoever that do join in on the Sabbaths and in the events to talk amongst friends, and to sometimes just to see what we're all about, just watch the ritual in progress. And yeah, it's very interesting. And so I encourage anyone who's just interested in paganism to reach out, and I'm always here to answer questions for you all, and you'll find new friends as well too. Yeah.
And that's what we're all about. Be curious about each other's faiths. If you don't know, you don't need to know. That's why we have each other, and I learn about each other. I find most of the time it enriches my own faith more.
You're not obligated to practice if you don't want to. You can just observe and be amongst friends.
Thank you. That's great. Okay, I'll ask we have two Christians presented. So we have Elena from the InterVarsity Christian Fellowship and Julio from the Catholic Student Association. I also want to say that speaking of the other Christian, no, Evishore is also with InterVarsity. She's just coming in. She's a student. But we also have the Power to Change, which is another Christian club. They're actually having a picnic right now. So they might stop in, but over to you, Elena and Julio. Julio, oh yeah, there you are.
Go ahead, Julio.
Yeah, me? Well, I can't really say much because I'm really just here as a student. There's still a lot in the CUCSA that we're trying to discuss, so I can't really give out much information. As like I kind of told Ellie last night, it was something a little last minute, so apologies on my end. But as a student myself, I am very interested in learning more about different faiths, and I would want to reach out. I have reached out to some people like InterVarsity and Power to Change in the past, and
Julia, that's totally awesome. I think many of us are figuring stuff out. So I think it's called life. We're all trying to sort out what we're doing, how we're relating. But thank you for your presence, and people can get in touch with the CUCSA. So Elena.
Sure, thanks. My name is Elena, and I'm a campus minister with InterVarsity at Concordia, which means that I get to mentor awesome students like Eve, who they're the ones who really make connections on campus and build relationships, which is really a key value for us. So we're a Christian group, and our hope is that we can be a space where people from all different backgrounds can catch a glimpse of who Jesus is. Those who are on leadership with InterVarsity, we think Jesus is pretty amazing. And so what we do in our events is create space where people can discover who he is, what he's like. And so we end up being this motley crew of people from at all different places in our journey, trying to figure out what it might mean to walk in the way of Jesus today on campus, how to contextualize that well. And so that ends up being, teaching events, worship events, but also a whole lot of, we serve together, serve the community, serve the campus, but we also have a lot of just like social times together. Part of it is what Ellie was saying of finding a place of belonging. One of the key things in the Christian faith is to love people really well. So we want to just create spaces where we just do that together. So for example, tonight we're having a Thanksgiving potluck. And I'm looking forward to, I'm looking at the sign-up sheet, and there are items of food on there that I've never tried. I'm so excited for people to bring their celebratory dishes together. Where you can find us, we are doing a hybrid of some in-person things and some online things. So we book classrooms on campus. We have, we also have some online options through Zoom. And we also use a kind of a third-party space called Cafe Ambrose. It's about a 10-minute walk from the downtown campus. And we're able to use their terrace and their cafe space after hours. So that's been really wonderful. Yeah, and I would encourage you, hey, if you want to go grab a coffee, Cafe Ambrose. So yeah, you can see there, these are some of the ways you can follow our events and how to get in contact with us. And I'll just run down some of the things that we're offering on a weekly basis. So Mondays, we have prayer meetings. We call them the huddle. Tuesdays, we have an in-person Bible study. Fridays, we have an online Bible study. They're studying the same thing, the same text, but option for in-person and option for online. Wednesdays, there is a weekly gathering for international students. We call it International Student Hub. And so it's just a space to really serve those who are not at home, to build community. They're doing mostly online things, but once a month they'll do an outing. So I'm hearing talk of a tour of Old Port coming up soon. And then Thursday, so today is Thursday, we're having our big Thanksgiving meal. We just have cultural meals together often as well. We call it large group. It's the space where sort of everyone who's part of the different things, like some people only come to prayer meeting and some people only come to international
student hub. This is the spot where everyone in the whole group comes together, and the activities vary by week. We gather on Thursday evenings. I'll stop there. Eve, is there anything you'd like to share, or what is really important or valuable to you about being part of InterVarsity?
That's a good question.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
What's valuable to me is just journeying with people who are in different points of their faith. Like, especially during Bible study, you get a chance to see people wherever they're at with what they believe about Jesus come together and say, look at the text and say, what can we get from this? So I think that being part of the group helps to find a unifying cause, like, let's figure this out, like, together, which I like. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think that's a really great question. What's in it? What do I get out of this club, and what do I give? You know, how does it enrich my student life, and how do we enrich the lives of our classmates and friends? So thank you so much. You have a lot to offer, and I already, you know, speaking of little ideas, like that cafe sounds really cool. So, and there are, one of the neat things about student clubs is you have options that we don't have, you know, because you're a CSU club or an off-campus club, you can meet more easily in other spaces. So that's really great. And if we know about that, we're more than happy to advertise that as well. So great. We have two faiths left. So we have the Baha'i and the Hindu. So I'm going to pass it to the student first. Kirti, where are you? She dropped off. Okay. Am I not seeing her? No, there you are.
I
Here
didn't
you are.
properly.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, Kirti.
I'm
So
here.
you wear two hats. You're the MFSC student staff, but you're also here for the Hindu group. So tell us about that.
Yeah, actually, we're just taking our steps to form the Hindu group for Concordia. But myself and Meg, my colleague who also works in MFSC, are planning to do so. We are not going official for now, but we are planning to do something to become official. But the first goal is to just bring in Hindu students and just to grow our faith, a part of MFSC. And for now, talking about Hinduism, we are also celebrating something from today, starting today. We call it Dashra. We actually do it as 9-day festival. Today is the first day. So it's the same goddess, but each day she'll be giving different blessings. One day it's completely for food, one day for study, one day for your prosperity and all. But final day, she fought with like evil who's very strong as a woman, and then 9th day she killed him, and we celebrate it calling it as Dashra. What we do is like it's kind of like really fancy. We just Ravan, he'll be having 10 heads, so we'll put his a big hoarding of him, and then we just leave an arrow with the thing, so that it'll with fire. So it'll go and he'll burn off. So that means for us, like, all the sins and all the negativity in you can be like just burnt off. So this is one of the big festival that we celebrate. So for this, we are just planning to accommodate students on the 9th day and just celebrate even a bit possible as part of our faith. So yeah, that is what we are just planning for now. And I'm literally hoping for the next coming festivals, we'll also have a like official group from Concordia. Yeah, that's it, Ellie.
That's fantastic. So I just want to share. So you have so far established an email. So and I'm really glad that you're starting to form a group. I know there's some discussion as to whether you need to be a CSU group. There are definitely benefits to that, but I know for some of the smaller clubs, it's also just a lot of work to get your constitution and your members and so on. If once it's going, it's easier, but the smaller clubs and smaller faiths, when people leave and you need to reactivate it. So so I also call out to anyone out who's watching this later. If you're a smaller faith and you don't feel you can be club, talk to us, because we're more than happy at the MFSC to help you make connections, help you advertise. And there will be things you can do. So if you're not a CSU club, you can't book space on campus, for example, which is a little bit moot right now because a lot of spaces aren't even open. But they have some other support from the CSU and the Dean of Students office. But certainly, if you're just starting out, we're more than happy to work with you. So and I'm really super happy with that you are starting the Hindu group, because there are many Hindu students, and for some reason we have many international Indian students hanging out with us at the MFSC. They're not all Hindu, obviously, but some are, and so to have a place where you can connect is really great. So and a bit of an inspiration, and maybe I saw some of you nodding from some of I don't want to whatever, it's a large and small club, that's totally arbitrary. But if you're a club that's sort of struggling with, should we register, how do we do it, maybe we can have a meeting with with us and also draw on the expertise of the clubs that are already established, and because that's also where we can support ourselves, some very practical stuff. So thank you, Kirti, I'm really glad you're doing that. So, and last but not least, Adriana. Oh, here you are. Please tell us about the Baha'i.
Thank you, Ellie. Thank you, everyone. So yeah, my name is Adriana, and I am the leader for the Baha'i Faith with MFSC. I've been in the network since 2012. I do the same role at McGill. There's a small group of Baha'i students, not very big, at Concordia. But anyway, our activities, I would like to talk a little bit about the activities that we can offer that you may find interesting. But before that, I also want to say a little bit about the faith, because it's going to help understand why we do these activities. So it's a very young faith. It has 178 years. And we believe in progressive revelation. So we believe that every faith, it comes from the same source, and it just chronologically unfolds. So that's why we read the Bible, we read the Quran. So we have scriptures, and it includes sort of everything. We believe we're in a specific time in history, which is a transition. So we're moving from something we could call adolescence to collective maturity. So that's why we see a lot of things happening in the world, a lot of confusion, a lot of conflict. Is that kind of adolescence period, or situations like COVID that come to question us, to generate change, to realize that we're all one, we're all connected. We need to really start understanding that there's one race, humanity, and there's one country, the world. So in that context, we have a lot of activities going on. Because of COVID, mostly they happen online. So we have study circles where we study subjects. We have devotional gatherings, so that's part of understanding also the power of prayer. And again, we believe that right now everybody is a protagonist in this process of change. So that's why the activities are not only for Baha'is, but for everybody, because what we're trying to do is develop capacities, our capacities to serve, and to create a new world that we need to create, of justice, of unity, of peace, finally. So we have activities like I said, study circles, devotional gatherings. I don't know, for students that are studying education, may be interested in participating in other activities like children's classes. All this is happening online right now, and also junior youth empowerment programs, so spiritual empowerment. For us, it's very important service. So we love to engage in projects of service across the faith. Just friends, all the friends. And something also very interesting that we have is meaningful conversations. So it's just getting together to have conversations about current issues or about maybe deep questions, existential questions, but also about what we're going through. Meaningful conversations we understand as something that it can be something very small, but makes a difference in our life. It enhances our understanding. It creates awareness on something that we can build on. And as I mentioned before, most of our activities in normal, like before COVID, happen in people's homes because we wanted to create, we want to create bonds of community, getting to know our neighbors, and so we don't have clergy, so everybody's in charge of studying and teaching. And if anybody's interested or you're interested in creating something, some project that's interreligious or interfaith, I appear in the MFSC website where you can get in touch with me. And yeah, so if there's any questions, I'll be happy to answer, but it's been also very interesting to hear from all of you and to see all your beautiful faces.
I was on mute. I'm still learning after a year and a half on Zoom. Thank you so much, Adriana, for that. And I think the Baha'i faith has always, so there's been a small student groups like some of the others. So we have another faith that's sort of trying to figure out whether to be a group or just a, you know, an official one or not. So you're not alone as the other ones, but I think we really are enriched by all of our presence, and all of our faiths are different, and all of our presence on campus is different. And also a little bit red-faced. I don't know if it comes across on the screen, but I actually forgot one of our partners. So when we talked about Islam, Salam was on, and Hayat, and I think Abdul, you're also part of the MSA. But we also have a guest or a partner who is a member of the Canadian Council of Muslim Women. Shaheen, my apologies. Please tell us about it.
Okay, well, hello everyone. We at the Canadian Council of Muslim Women are guided by the Quranic message of God's mercy, justice, and equality of all persons, and that each person is directly answerable to God. We are a women's group, Muslim women's group. We have activities like every year we have Muslim Women Who Inspire, where you nominate a Muslim woman who you think is outstanding. And you can, I've put my website on next to my name, so it'll be interesting to go and visit that and to get a real sense of who we are. And we promote the identity of being Muslim women, and we are of a diverse ethnicity and race, and that is very integral to being Canadian. We, as being Canadians, abide by the Charter of Rights and Freedoms and the law of Canada. And we believe in the universality of human rights, which means equality and social justice with no restrictions or discrimination based on gender or race. So we want, our objectives are to promote Muslim women's identity in the Canadian context, and we help new immigrants, women that come into the country, if they need any kind of guidance, we send them refer them to the right departments and things like that. We also raise awareness and within the Muslim women and the general society, because we want everyone to gain an understanding of their rights and responsibilities. We also do projects We are funded by the Canadian government because we have been doing a lot of projects. If you go to our website, you will see we've done projects with youth, we've done projects with, the latest one is, it's called DARE, Digital Anti-Racism Education. And we were funded a couple of years ago, but then it's continued into this year, and it's called Dare 2 now. And you can go and see from the 1st of October, we are putting one video up of a Muslim woman who has been discriminated against, and it's her story. So every week we put a new video on this website. It's called daretobeaware.ca. So I'm going to leave it at that, and I'll encourage you to visit the website, and also do visit the daretobeaware.ca. And Ellie, perhaps you can advertise it on your Multi-Faith Spirituality Center website also, the daretobeaware.ca. I'll put it in the chat.
Well, this is a great segue, Shaheen. Thank you so much, and my apologies again. I think we're really enriched by all the different faiths on campus. I know there are others that, and there are also spiritual expressions that are not present in our gathering today. So if you're watching this and you go like, where's my faith leader? We'd love to hear from you at the MFSA. We have other connections. And there are also other expressions. There's some yoga sessions, some meditation sessions that we either can connect you with. They're still not happening so much on campus, but there's a lot of resources. And so, and we're really grateful for that, because I've said many times this afternoon, it really enriches us. But what makes us stronger is when we as the MFSC know what's going on. So we like to share what we're doing, but we'd also like to share what you're doing. So we're doing several events. So we have we have a conversation cafe that's starting next week. The first one is on gratitude. And then we have also a weekly chill session, midweek chill. Just some people talked about coffee time, connecting. Everyone's welcome. Just hang out with us. We have a theme, but it's really it's like hanging out in our good old lounge. You have to bring your own coffee or tea or glass of water. And there we go. And we'll chat. And then we also, starting next week, are doing a program on Friday mornings, Marking Grateful Moments, a wonderful way to end the school week, just naming a few things we're thankful for, even when it was a hard week. And then we have a few special events that really talk about the interfaith work. So one big event, it's the end of October, and it's a critical reflection on interfaith work through the arts, and we're doing this with an interfaith band. So it's called the Abraham Jam. It's a group of a Muslim, a Christian, and a Jew. They make music together. But we're going to watch their documentary. But we want to then discuss about how we use the arts in all of our faiths. So I know it's limited to those 3 faiths, but we're expanding it. We're going to have student respondents and so on. And then our big Discover Multi-Faith Fair, you may have wondered what's happened to it. It's happening this year in February. So part of the reason was that our interfaith facilitator, which was one of the positions in our department, is currently vacant. Ashley Crouch, many of you knew her, has left. She's gone on to pursue other passions, and we wish her well. So it'll be, hopefully we'll have a new person in place, and this person can really help us and organize a fair together with you and us. So it'll be in February, shortly after World Interfaith Harmony Week, which I think is actually very fitting. And if you want to know more about how we do stuff, and how to get in touch with us, our contact is right here. And I think most of you have that. But if you're a student watching this, here's our contact. And it's also really important that we like to share what's happening in the groups. So all the stuff you just shared, please send it to us. The general email you can send it to is mfsc@concordia.ca. That's checked by Belinda, and Belinda is actually, she was on the call. maybe she left. So she was here earlier, but I think many of you know her. And then our students, Kerti is the outreach coordinator, so she reaches out to a lot of students. And Megaksh is our office assistant. He does most of the publicity, because we do get students who come in and say, hey, I'm Catholic. Is there mass on campus? Hey, I don't know. I grew up, I think, I think my grandparents were Jewish, but I'm not sure. But is there some way I can connect? Yes, here you go. Here's the info. Here are your options. Is there a prayer room? Get asked a lot. Yes, here's where you go. People, Halloween. Does Halloween have any other, I heard it's a pagan thing. I want to know more. Great. You should talk to Brigitte. So this is really core of what we do, because we want to encourage people to figure out what they believe. We don't tell them what to believe, but we really encourage them to figure out who they are, what their values are, what makes them tick, and connect with others. So that's really what we do. And then also do stuff together. So we send them your way to your groups, and then we're hoping you work together, as much as you can. I know that's often where, I don't want to say sometimes it's interesting to figure out around food, around times, around, space, but that's part of the relationship building we're engaged in. So I'm going to actually end the official meeting there, and want to thank everyone, and do be in touch, and we'll see you on campus.